Welcome to the Global Focus Review channel. Many individuals often ponder the origins and ancestral heritage of people with Japanese and indigenous backgrounds. They question whether the Bible sheds light on the origins of these groups and if any biblical figures can be linked to Japanese, Chinese, and indigenous peoples. Surprisingly, both the Bible and ancient Jewish traditions provide insights into these inquiries. Despite some assertions that Chinese ancestry is never mentioned in biblical texts, the truth is contrary. The Bible does reference several characters within this context. In this video, we will delve into the figure of Sin Rushin, regarded as the progenitor of the Chinese according to biblical accounts. This discussion is part of our ongoing series exploring the origins of various peoples according to the Bible. Additionally, the book of Ezekiel mentions a character named Tama, who is said to be among the ancestors of Far Eastern peoples as part of Japh's lineage. Furthermore, there is another Asian lineage traced back to a different biblical character associated with the Chinese ancestry. This figure, connected to Canaan, bears the name Sin, also known as Shine. Interestingly, Sin and his people are not depicted as enemies of the Israelites, unlike other Canaanites encountered by Joshua and Moses. Sin, the son of Canaan, belongs to the lineage of Ham, one of Noah's sons, thereby making him one of Noah's grandsons. As one of the 11 sons of Canaan, Sin is indirectly referenced in the Bible through his descendants, known as Seons in the Portuguese version, and Sinites. His name, pronounced as Shimi in Hebrew, possibly carries meanings related to clay, mud, or even the moon. The different ways of naming the people in the English version can cause confusion. It is believed that the Chinese, who were originally from a coastal city north of Phoenicia called Zim, were the ancestors of the Sheans, who were not part of the Can tribes mentioned in Joshua. This suggests that the Sheans may have had origins related to Proto-Chinese settlement in the east, or lands known as Sinar or Mason. According to ancient Jewish beliefs and traditions described in the Book of Jubilees, the Sinites or Sans, who are believed to be the ancient Chinese, did not inhabit the land of Canaan. This is interesting because Isaiah mentions the Sinites coming from afar, the north and the west, from the land of Sinim. John Wesley and John Gill have different interpretations of the land of Sinim, with some associating it with nomadic peoples and others suggesting it refers to a city called Sin in Egypt. However, Manasseh ben Israel, cited by John Gill, proposes that the Sinites mentioned in the text are actually the Chinese. This is based on the fact that Claudius Timai referred to China as the land of sin in his work Geography. The word sin is also mentioned in other historical and biblical contexts, such as in the Chronicles of Jeremiah and in Exodus and Numbers, where it is associated with a desert and a son of Canaan. In ancient Mesopotamian religions, Sin was the name of the moon god, and it formed part of an astral triad of deities. Various words and prefixes related to Sin or variations of the name are often associated with ancient China, such as Xian and Jin, which are names of places in China. Other variations exist, such as Shanghai, a significant Chinese city, Shangxi, a Chinese province, Shandong, another Chinese city, Shenyang, another Chinese city, and Chenin, also a Chinese city. These terms and ancient references often hint at Chinese origins, suggesting that ancient Chinese may have connections to the Sians or Sinites mentioned in the text. In addition, Sin is considered one of the ancestors of Asian peoples, including not only the Chinese, but also the Japanese, Koreans, Filipinos, Indonesians, and other ancient groups. It is believed that over time, Sin's descendants mixed with the descendants of Tama, resulting in different lineages. These divisions would include the native indigenous peoples of the Americas, who arrived long ago from Asia, as well as the Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, Filipinos, Indonesians, Mongolians, and others, all considered descendants of Sin, possibly influenced by the lineage of Tama. People with lighter skin tones may have descended from Tama, while those with shades of brown skin ranging from light brown to medium beige may have origins in Sin, the son of Canaan. This relationship can explain the phenotypic variations in skin tones found among Native Americans compared to some Asian peoples. Scientific research has already confirmed the Asian origin of some Native American peoples, resulting from ancient contacts and interactions between these cultures. These cultural exchanges gave rise to new languages and dialects known as Far Asian languages and Proto-Caribbean languages. Some even point out similarities in intonation and speaking patterns between the Japanese language and some Native American languages. Some linguists propose this assumption, also highlighting possible sound similarities, especially between the Japanese language and some Native American languages in North America. Indeed, the relationship between the Chinese and their possible descent from Sin and Tama is widely discussed, and often based on historical and mythological evidence. Their land, often called Senin, has been associated with these ancestors, with Sin and Tama considered the progenitors of the ancient Mongolic Chinese family. Ancient records, such as Egyptian monuments, depict these peoples with distinctive features, including prominent noses, full lips, large cheeks, and hairless or beardless faces. The range of skin tones, varying from brown to lighter shades and even reddish-brown, shows notable similarities to some indigenous people. Hair is often described as black and straight, while eyes are mentioned as dark brown or deep brown. Some representations also suggest slightly slanted eyes. The name Tama itself, which means pulled or broken, could indeed be a reference to the appearance of their eyes. The term Kiti in Hittite, Kia form, which translates as Kai, represented a powerful nation in the Far East known as Kai, and this reference has persisted over the centuries in the term Kati. The historical and etymological connections are captivating and remain a topic of study and discourse among historians and linguists. The Kati were an ancient Chinese ethnic group, and their connections with the Chinese are evident in various aspects such as attire, footwear, and hairstyling, among other details. Historical depictions often show them with distinct features, and craniologists have noted similarities with other Mongolic ethnic groups. The significance of Sin in the Far East, potentially linked to the origin of Chinese civilization, is notable. References to Sin point to Sheni as a possible origin, and Shangfu, mentioned in Assyrian records, is interpreted as the western capital of China. The Chinese tradition of Fuxi, similar to Noah in the Bible, further reflects on the origins of the Chinese people. Sin, considered part of the third generation after Noah, offers a temporal context for the emergence of Chinese culture. This connection is evident in nomenclature, with people from the Far East being referred to as Sin by ancient civilizations like the Greeks and the Xians. The Arabs also used terms like Sin, Chin, and others to denote China, associating it with remote Asian regions. I am intrigued by the fascinating origin story of the Chinese people, which often intertwines with ancient Sans and Sinites, tracing their roots back to Canaan and Garma. Exploring the links between the Chinese, Canaanites, and their connection with Europeans in a video format has been on my agenda. I welcome suggestions for exploring the biblical origins of other ethnic groups. Thank you for accompanying us on this journey, and please remember to like and share with fellow enthusiasts of biblical genealogies. God bless you, and I look forward to our next encounter.